They call me solid as a freight train, steady on a broken track. Said I'll never let the pressure put a fracture in my back. I wore that like a medal, like a title I defend. Didn't know that being unbreakable means you never get to bend. I learned to bite my tongue in anger, learned to swallow down my fear. Turned every doubt into a burden I could carry year by year. When the nights got long and empty, when the walls felt paper thin, I told myself that weakness was a battle you don't win. But strength without reflection turns a heart into a stone. You can stand against the world and still be overthrown. Do you know what it costs to be unbreakable? Every tear I never cried, every truth I kept inside, every time I said I'm fine when I wasn't even close. Yeah, that was a price, that was a cost. I had a brother in all but blood. We built our lives from scratch. Swore we never fold the pressure, swore no one would see us crack. But I watched him fade in silence, watched him carry more than pride. Turns out pretending you're invincible is just a slower suicide. That hit me harder than the winners that we used to curse out loud, harder than the layups, harder than the shame I vowed I would never show my children, never let them see. But what kind of father teaches breaking isn't free? Maybe being breakable is something to pursue. Maybe being human is the braver thing to do. Maybe letting people hold you when the weight gets high is stronger than pretending you were never meant to cry. Do you know what it costs to be unbreakable? All the warmth I pushed away, all the nights I couldn't stay present in the room I'm in, 'cause surviving was the goal. Yeah, that was a price, that was a toll. So I'm setting down the armor, let the cracks show through. If strength is telling truth at last, then that's what I'll do. I don't need to be unbreakable to prove that I'm alive. I just need to be honest to finally survive. We were raised on I'm alright, on handshakes firm and jaws held tight. Front porch talks that never went deep, promises we couldn't keep. You'd sit there staring at the field like something in him wouldn't yield. I wanted to ask what weight is mine, but we left those questions behind. Sunday mornings pressed and clean, living somewhere in between what we felt and what we'd show, what we feared they'd never know. He taught me how to change a tide, how to stand up in the fire, but not how to admit the truth when the flame is coming from you. There's a language in the quiet, in the pauses in the air. And sometimes what we don't say is heavier than despair. Here's the things we never said that echo in my head. Oh, the son, I'm proud of you. Although I was scared too, we buried them instead. Now they live inside my chest. Yeah, the things we never said, the names we never said. The last time that I saw him, hospital light on pale white skin, machines humming soft and low, like a hymn we didn't know. I stood there with 1,000 words stacked up behind my teeth, but pride's a stubborn inheritance we carry to our grief. After they laid him in the ground, after the crowd thinned out, I felt the silence settle in, heavy, full of doubt. Not about the love we had that was always there, but love that's never spoken feels thinner in the air. So now when I feel anger rise, I feel myself withdraw. I see a shadow in my shade, I see the flaw, and I choose a different ending, even when it shakes. Cause breaking generational silence is the bravest step it takes. It's the things we never said that almost left us dead. All the truths we could have shared, all the times we could have cared out loud instead. I won't pass that weight ahead, not the things we never said. If I ever have a son and he's sitting across from me, I'll tell him when I'm scared, I'll tell him when I'm weak, not to burden him with pain, but to give him something real. Cause strength ain't silent suffering, it's saying what you feel. built my faith in parking lots, under flickering motel lights, prayed to a sky the color of rust through long insomniac nights. Every dollar that I ever made had a fingerprint of doubt. Every promise I ever swore had a back door out. I learned to kneel in silence, not in churches made of stone, but in the cab of a pickup truck where regret feels most at home. The dashboard glowed like a dying star, radio humming low, singing songs about better men I used to think I know. You don't lose yourself all at once. It's a slow and sacred theft, a piece at a time, to pride in time, till there's barely something left. This cathedral of dust I've made, brick by brick from plans that frayed. No stained glass, no choir above, just cracked belief and stubborn love. I stand inside what I became, not asking mercy, not shifting blame, in my cathedral of dust. I love like a man, half drowning, gripping tight, afraid to sink. She said, you fight the world so hard, you never stop to think. I thought protection meant control, thought silence meant I'm strong. Turns out guarding every wound is how you build it wrong. I've seen success with polished shoes step over broken backs, seen boys turn into hollow men, chasing what they lack. And I ain't innocent of that. I've traded peace for pride, built walls so tall around my heart, even truth couldn't get inside. But dust remembers everything, every fall, every stand. It settles on the photographs, on the calluses of a man. If grace exists, it's probably quieter, not loud or dressed in white. Maybe it's just the courage to look at yourself at night. This cathedral of dust I own, raised from flesh and blood and bone. Every scar a window pane, every loss a drop of rain. I don't need to be reborn, just need to face each coming storm inside this cathedral of dust. So let the wind come howling, let it shake these fragile walls. If they fall, they fall honest. No more sacred protocol. I was never built for heaven, just for standing when it's tough. And if faith is simply staying, then staying is enough.
I left home with a tank half empty and a heart too full to stay. Sunset bleeding on the dashboard like it knew I'd fade away. Mama's Bible on the backseat, dust already on page. I was chasing something holy, found a different kind of cage. Work my hands down to the bone in factories that never sleep. Metal sparks and broken promises stacked like secrets I couldn't keep. Every paycheck felt like mercy, every layoff like a sin. You learn quick in this cold world how the losing always wins. They say a man is what he builds, but what if all he builds just falls? What if strength is just surviving when nobody hears your call? The long road knows my name, every mile, every shame. It's seen me rise, it's seen me crawl, heard my silent scream through it all. I gave my youth to the pouring rain, to pride and love, to stubborn pain. Yeah, the long road knows my name. Loved a girl in Oklahoma, she had heaven in her laugh. But I carried storms behind me, and she felt the aftermath. She said, you don't know how to rest, you just run from what you feel. I told her stillness scares me more than any wine that doesn't heal. Now I drink with old reflections in a bar off Highway 9. We talk about the men we were, like ghosts we left behind. The jukebox plays a lonely tune about redemption and regret. I tip the singer with my last few bills for every dream I never met. If I could talk to my younger self, I wouldn't change a thing. Every scar became my compass, every fall taught me to sing. Not loud, not proud, but low and true, like a blues man passing through. The long road knows my name, knows the fire, knows the flame, knows the nights I almost broke, knows the lies I never spoke. Through every loss and small acclaim, through grit and grace and quieted blame. Yeah, the long road knows my name. And when my boots start walking, when my breath turns slow and tame, carve it deep into that stone. He walked alone, but he became.
sound that follows footsteps on an empty stretch of road. Not the engine, not the wind, just the weight of what I owe. Every choice I swore was righteous, every bridge I let burn down, comes back in the dead of midnight when there's no one else around. I've been called a steady man, solid as a railroad tie, but steel don't mean unbreakable, it just means it won't cry. I learned to keep my voice down low, keep my temper on a chain, but silence builds a pressure that can split a man in pain. You can outrun accusations, you can drown them in a bar, but the past don't need permission, it remembers who you are. Echoes don't apologize, they don't fade with time, they ring inside your rib cage like a church bell out of line. Every word you left unsaid, every truth you compromise, they come back in the dark, 'cause echoes don't apologize. I had a brother once in spirit, we were young and bulletproof, swore we'd never sell our values for convenience dressed as truth. But life gets loud and money talks, and loyalty gets thin. You don't notice when you cross the line till you can't cross back again. I saw him years later with a stranger in his stare. We shook hands like businessmen, like nothing happened there. But I heard it in the silence between hello and goodbye, a crack that never healed right, a fracture we deny. Maybe being strong ain't spotless, maybe being real ain't clean, maybe owning all your failures is the bravest thing you've seen. I ain't asking to rewrite it, I ain't begging for disguise, just learning how to live with what the echoes still imply. Echoes don't apologize, they don't ask to be excused, they sit beside your conscience till you finally tell the truth. From every broken promise, from every severed tie, they keep calling out your name, 'cause echoes don't apologize. Tonight I won't outrun them, won't pull them down with ride. I'll let them ring through this old chest till there's nothing left to hide. If peace is facing memory without a compromise, then maybe I'll find freedom where the echo finally dies. climbing highways, white lines cutting through the night. Every mile a quiet confession, every sunrise another fight. Gas station coffee, bitter and honest, like the truth I try to hide. I've been running from my own reflection, with nowhere left to ride. Father said, son, don't show you're shaking. The world smells fear like blood. So I buried every doubt I carried, let it drown inside the flood. Built my back from stubborn silence, built my pride from broken plans. Now I stand like an old oak tree, cracked but still it stands. You don't see the weight I'm holding, it don't rattle, it don't shout, but it presses on my chest at night till the air runs out. I'm a man made of miles, of detours and denial, of midnight bargains with my soul, of unfinished trials. Every scar's a map I've drawn, every loss a trial. Yeah, I'm a man made of miles. Love was hard in Tennessee. She said I was hard to reach. Too many walls around my heart, too many lessons life could teach. She wanted roots, I only had roads. She wanted truth, I had my pride. You can't build a home on restless ground, no matter how you try. I've tasted fame in small town bars, heard applause like summer rain, but clapping hands don't fix the cracks that echo in your brain. You play your songs, you wear your suit, you bow like you're redeemed, then go back to a lonely room and question what it means. If strength is just enduring, then I've been strong too long. If healing comes from breaking, I've been healing all along. I ain't clean, I ain't whole, but I'm honest in my role. A drifter with a working soul. I'm a man made of miles, of lost and reconciled, of dirt beneath my fingernails in courtrooms.